What is up guys, Bronze Tech back with another review, and this is the highly anticipated Alienware M15 R5. So this is Alienware's latest offering, with the first time that they're actually adding the latest Ryzen chips. It's pretty good, but it does have some major issues that I want to get into. So the drawbacks of this device: does it keep it from being a worthy contender around the $1,000 and up price range? Let's find out. Hey guys, just a quick reminder to like and subscribe. So I review laptops that you can actually buy at retailers like Best Buy and Costco. Keep in mind that other reviewers are sponsored. They do get review units, and those units are typically higher end configurations. I specialize in reviewing lower end configurations that you will actually see at major retailers. So help support this channel by liking and subscribing so I can report what I find with these devices. Okay, on to the review. Alright, so the specs of this device are the Ryzen 7 5800H, the RTX 3060. This goes up to 125 watts, so one of the highest I've seen, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 512 gigabytes of an SSD. So here are the panel specs. It is a Full HD 165Hz IPS panel with 96% sRGB color accuracy. In addition, it also has FreeSync, and what I love about this particular panel is that it can go above 350 nits of brightness, so higher than average than most gaming panels out there. Okay, another thing to note is that since the CPU is AMD and that the GPU is NVIDIA, you cannot use the FreeSync option. So if you go into BIOS and go into discrete graphics mode, you're going to get the most performance from your GPU, but you're not going to be able to use FreeSync because you're disconnecting the internal GPU. I don't know about you guys, I really like FreeSync or G-Sync. Either one works for me, but it definitely does make the gaming experience a lot smoother. You can't go wrong with Alienware's M15 series. I've always liked the spaceship style design and premium feeling. It does feel smooth to the touch and isn't as much of a fingerprint magnet as the Razer Blade. One thing I must note is that there are many ventilation holes above the keyboard, which doesn't bode well for fan acoustics. So I really like the mechanical keyboard. I must say that the actuation force is a little bit stiff, but other than that, the travel distance is ideal. One drawback for me, in my opinion, is that this laptop isn't considered thin and light. It's listed at 5.5 pounds, and it does include that rear ventilation part that makes it considerably larger than, let's say for example, the Asus Zephyrus G15. Overall, this is the main reason I stay away from the Legion series as well. Another drawback is the huge power brick, but for a few bucks more you can get a slim charger. Also, the USB-C doesn't support power delivery, so no avoiding a brick in the backpack for me. Overall, for those that don't care about portability too much, should be fine with the M15. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. The RTX 3060 in this laptop goes up to 125 watts. That's similar to the CyberPower PC Tracer I've tried out earlier this year. So this has really good performance, and it will allow you to play AAA titles for the next few years with good FPS. One thing to note, and now this could be affected by Alienware's Command Center software, is that the CPU gets really hot in balanced mode. In balanced mode, the fans aren't ramping up to prevent it from getting too hot. So I needed to create a manual thermal mode setting in order to keep the CPU cool. This is a downside for me, as it would be nice to have this mode working out of the box. So overall, would I purchase this device if I had around 1,200 bucks? I don't think so. There were too many problems that come with this device, and I mean, if they just fixed the Alienware Command Center, I think I would reconsider it. But overall, it definitely does feel a lot heavier than, let's say for example, the Asus Zephyrus G14, which comes around a pound less. So pretty much, you know, I travel every day, go to a coffee shop or something like that, and you definitely feel the difference, especially if you get that big power brick that kind of, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's huge, and honestly, I would pay the extra 30 bucks or whatever to get the slim charger. It also doesn't come with power delivery, which is kind of a deal breaker for me nowadays, and I would say the only thing I would get it for is the GPU performance and the keyboard. So those are two things that I really like about this, and the very nice screen as well. So I wish it did have G-Sync, but it does have FreeSync, just keep that in mind. So those of you who don't care about those things and who think they can fix the buggy software, or at least, you know, send a complaint to Dell, then I think that this laptop would be worth getting, especially at $1,200 plus tax. Well, that's it guys. Hopefully you guys like this review. I'm gonna go dive into the next laptop, so stay tuned for a